I'm Real Generic Demon, and this is What's on the Tape, Season 16 of Volume 10, and it's the end of the season, and you chose at the beginning for a tape, one of these two, We Are the Champions or Power Up. I mean, We Are the Champions, we've got Super Sprint, we've got Renegade, we've got Rampage, we've got IK Plus, we've got Barbarian. And Power Up, we had Altered Beast, Chase HQ, X Out, Rainbow Islands and Turek. But what would you have chosen? And I can tell you, the votes have been counted. Very much Big Brother from the early 90s. Or early 2000s? Was it 2000s? I can't remember anyway. So, anyway. You chose by a single vote. Power Up. So, what I'll do is I'll get probably Altered Beast to begin with in the tape drive, and we'll start and we'll work our way through them all. So, Power Up it is, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, the tape is in the drive, so we're ready to go. I actually don't know whether this is a 128k game. It could be, you know. I'm just thinking this out loud as I was just about to sort of start recording. I thought, I wonder if this is a 128k game. For some reason, Rainbow Islands is before Altered Beast in the appendix for this thing. That's so weird. Why is Altered Beast with an A after I may be Ocean's thing. So let me just have a little look. So on the Spectrum. Load it. Right. Okay, so it's just load it. Right, fine. Let's go for it. So let's put this in the. Let's go down to the old basic. And go with load it. I'll push the button. So I just wanted to pick up on something though from last week. Last week I played Them. All right. Now I hadn't realised at the time when I played Them that it was another Harry S. Price game. Now, it seems, he says, just checking the tape is actually playing, it seems that Harry S. Price was a little bit of a, well, let's just say he used to like to sort of edit or keep the same games from somebody else. So there were a lot of clones of other things. So what I'm going to put in the description below is a little link to a list of his notorious list of games that he sort of repurposed as Harry Price, because it includes the Caves of Doom. In the case of last week's Them, it's actually a version of Future Project, which is a very good game actually, I'll admit, but it's quite literally a very similar sort of game, apart from the graphics changing and possibly a bit of music changes. Yeah, it seems Harry was a bit of a chancer, realistically. I wonder how much money Harry actually made. I'm assuming he made a few pennies from it all. I wonder if he's still out there. I guess he's the early hacker, wasn't he? He's the early asset flipper, as they call them nowadays in the Steam world, you know, where they basically get some assets from a game that's already been pre-built as a demo. They flip the assets, i.e. change them what they look like, and then sell it on Steam for a few pennies and see if they can make some money. I've got coffee. What have you got? I've got a lovely beverage. I've got the I'll do the song in a minute. Hang on. Oh, I've got my flake mug again. I can't help myself. I'm only the crumbliest, flakiest chocolate. I see. Sooner or later I might get a deal with Cadbury's as well and sell my soul really to the devil. That and coffee. So coffee and flake. You can imagine me in the bathtub covered in soaps and suds, can't you? With my flake and my cup of coffee. It's all good. To have been the flake in the coffee. It's actually a totally different move with that. Okay. Oh, coffee. Coffee. It's the best. Right. Altered Beast. I'm kind of pleased this one turned up. To be fair, next season we'll definitely have We Are the Champions available, but I'm going to see if I can find something as powerful to maybe draw you away from going We Are the Champions. But Altered Beast, one of these games, it's a funny one. It's utterly loved by Sega fans. They love it. They think it's the business. If you create a video, any video that features Altered Beast, and you say that you're not that keen on it, or it's a little bit some janky and not particularly playable, they come after you with pitchforks. They quite literally do. I remember seeing one from, I can't remember who it was. It was a fairly well-known YouTuber, and he did a video on the Sega Master System version of Altered Beasts, and they quite literally, I think, threatened to burn his house down because he wasn't as keen on it. And although it's a very good conversion, and the same with the Spectrum, it's a very good conversion, I have to admit, Altered Beast really doesn't really excite me that much. It's alright. It's a walk-along beat-em-up. What do you think? Do you think that they should send the pitchforks after me for not being that keen on it? It's alright. It was something different. Yes, we raised from the grave and all that kind of stuff, and we walked along, and we were Zeus's weapon against. Was it Zeus? I think it was Zeus. Zeus's weapon against the hordes of Hades. And what we were rescuing? Princesses again? Probably was a princess. But either way. So, and I mean, the mechanic was good. The changing from creature to creature. But I think it's one of those things that's dated. Back in the day, you were like, yes, Altered Beast, it's like the best. But it's dated a bit. It's still good. It's just not that exciting, really. This is going to be fun because, of course, nobody took into account that once you got to a +2 from Amstrad, they took the counter off. Now, I have no idea why they took the counter off, because this is a really confusing thing here. Wait for this. They took the counter off, but it's still on the Amstrad 464. The CPC 464. Why is it still there? Why didn't we get one on the Spectrum? I know they were doing a cheap line of computers at this point, but really? Honestly? Why wasn't it there? Why didn't we get the... Yeah. It's beside me, to be honest with you, that. I don't understand. Altered Beast, we get the entrance sequence. I think. There we go. There's the eye that whirls round as part of the sequence. It's very good that they give this whole sequence. 1988 Sega. I know it's meant to be like the eye and the pupil, but it doesn't really work very well, does it? Altered Beast. Turn on the tape and press spacebar. Oh my goodness, it's a multi-loader from hell. I've turned over the tape and I'm going to rewind. I'm going to press the space key. So we've got the loading sequence. There's going to be a lot of this episode, I think, especially with things like Turok and I don't think Rainbow Islands does. I think Rainbow Islands is just a loader, and I think HHQ is just a loader, but I can't remember. A lot of rewinding. Rewinding now. I wasn't a big fan of multi-loaders, I have to admit, especially when I look at my tapes on the shelf and I'm doing like the one-off reviews that I kind of do on a Saturday. I try and find games that load in one. With last week we had Silent Shadow, which was a Kix exclusive in the United Kingdom, but of course was available from Toposoft in Spain initially. But it was a multi-loader. I was surprised it was a multi-loader. I mean, it looked really good, but I was surprised it was a multi-loader. And that's the thing. I don't think I liked the rewinding and fast-forwarding of tapes. It was all right. I mean, I lived with it. There's definitely a princess, by the way, because I think that's her, isn't it? Underneath that creature in the corner, by the way. So if you look to the right, and then underneath that winged creature, there's something lying on the floor. I'm going to assume it's a woman. And there's, of course, in the middle, it's Sega's creature from Golden Axe. Now, was it in this first, or was it in Golden Axe first? So there's that creature that's sort of like with a beak on it in the middle there, sort of the back on it. What movie does that remind me of? I'm trying to think now. Sort of appeared in The Mandalorian, actually, didn't it? Sort of a little Mandalorian. There was a Mandalorian creature with 2 legs, wasn't there? Sort of that kind of thing. But yeah, we're going to have a lot of loading this week. I can feel it. It's one of those things. It's a lot of loading. A lot of sort of, bits and pieces that have to be put into memory. I was never a big fan of the multi-loaders, I'll be honest. Even when I loved things like Agent X, Mastertronics game, Agent X, I never really liked the multi-load. I know, man, we got more game for our money, but But if the load is quite long, and you can see this one's quite a decent-ish load, it's decent-ish load. It could be quite annoying. I'll be honest. I'll be really honest with that. Brutally honest. Just really honest with you right now. Like I wasn't going to be honest anyway. Because we're watching a multi-load at this moment in time. What else have we got on this thing? We got Chase HQ, X-Out. X-Out is absolutely phenomenal. I don't think it was an arcade game though. I mean Turok, and this was an arcade game. Chase HQ was an arcade game. Rainbow Islands was an arcade game. Turok and X-Out weren't. They were exclusive. I think they were more 16-bit than they were 8-bit, if that makes sense. Turok on the Commodore Amiga is a phenomenal game. X-Out on the Commodore Amiga is also a very beautiful looking shoot 'em up. So yeah, some good ones there. I've got a bit of a fan of X-Out. I like the submarine motive because it's submarines that you're actually in. So it's a shoot 'em up under the water, under the sea. Oh, it's crashed on me. That's a bad start for what's on the tape. Really bad start for what's on the tape when we're loading such a massive game. So let's try with the loader. We'll try with the loader. We'll give it the tape loader. Oh my god, we're 10 minutes worth already, and we've had a bad load. I knew this was going to happen. I kind of had this in my brain was like I know this is going to go badly. It's not going to be the best. It's going to be our tape errors, and in that particular case, it was a reboot for no good particular reason. I mean, I'm using a +2 grey because it has a particularly compatible model of Spectrum, but it doesn't really. I mean, the 48K, you can't really beat a 48K and a plus 48K plus. They're kind of like the most compatible when it comes to the 48K games and 16K games. Then they made alterations to the board from Amstrad. They reduced the chip count because obviously if you reduce the chip count, it reduces your overall costs of the whole thing. But if you reduce the chip count, you can sometimes affect the way that they function within the machine. It's a shame that really, because I mean I guess you'd have to recalculate the software or the ROMs or something like that. I don't know. I mean, I'm not an expert on that kind of thing, but I'm assuming that those alterations, it's a beast. It says at the top, a beast. But I assume that kind of has a knock-on effect to the way it works. Certainly, I know that Paperboy, for instance, isn't compatible with the +2 black version of it, the one that came out there, the A's and the B's, and you see this the disk drive, I think it is, but anyway, it's not compatible with it. However, it does load. If you do have it load, this is the interesting bit about it. Here's the bizarre issue here with it. If you do actually get it to load, and it does load, what happens is the Paperboy logo is almost like a rainbow across the top of the screen. It spews to the right, and sort of it goes across the screen. It's actually almost worth loading it just to see that actual element of it. The fact that it doesn't actually work, because it does something that you don't normally graphically see. It's just got this thing that's just skewed to the sort of like it's like bent, as if the wind's blown it over to the right. In multicolours. It's kind of interesting just to see, but it does actually work still. Bizarre, but true. And then you've got Bomb Jack, which Bomb Jack's meant to be totally incompatible. That's not true. It will actually load on occasions. You probably get 2 or 3 games out of it, and then it completely stops and goes blank and then resets to the Spectrum screen. But you can get Bomb Jack to load. It's one of those ones that they say doesn't load. There's a number of other ones out there. I can't think of them all, but there are some games that are incompatible with things like that. It's a bit like if you've had a PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 1 games were meant to play in the PlayStation 2, but there are a few exceptions to that. Monkey Adventure, I think, is one of the ones that doesn't play on the PlayStation 2. Master System to Mega Drive. Converter. The converter is effectively a Master System in a converter that's basically being powered and then using the Sega Mega Drive as its way to output to the screen. So it's basically it is a Master System in a Mega Drive. Technically, that's the same place to the Super Game Boy, but we'll go back to the Master System for a second. doesn't work with F16. F16 on the Master System doesn't work through the converter. Pretty much every other game does, but there are a few that don't. Very weird. And that's actually with where it's using the actual hardware of the Master System. It makes no sense, realistically, does it? Game Boy, Super Game Boy. Super Game Boy, there are two versions of Super Game Boy, 1 and 2. You have to make sure you get 2 because the 2 is more compatible. But the Super Game Boy itself is basically a Game Boy in a cartridge that allows you to play Game Boy games and output through a SNES. So there's some really weird stuff about this whole thing. I would have loved it if they'd done the Colour Game Boy, but the Colour Game Boy is actually completely different. I'm having a proper tech rant today, aren't I? It's actually a completely different set of architecture to that of the Game Boy. So effectively it has a Game Boy in it, but it also has a Game Boy Color within it, which allows it to produce colours, because the Game Boy itself wasn't capable of doing so. They had to put in a whole new architecture to go with it. It's kind of clever. It really is. It's amazing what these people did back in the day to get things to work. I mean, adding that compatibility layer to things was amazing. DS had a compatibility layer for the Game Boy Advanced, so there was a compatibility there. I'm assuming the Game Boy Advance could play Game Boy games. I may be wrong on this, but I'm assuming it did. But the DS definitely could play Game Boy Advance games because it basically had 2 sets of chips in it that allowed it to do the whole thing. Amazing. What an effort to allow the back catalogue of your games to do it. Nowadays, they just tell you to get stuff, don't they? I mean, that's it. It's like Xbox to Xbox One, nothing will work. You go, what? Really? PlayStation 4? Totally, that's it, all gone. I've got a bit hoarse there, maybe eating a horse. Again, that may be another movie, but anyway, so, but completely, it's like nowadays, it's like, get stuff, you can't keep it. PC gamers for generations have been lucky enough to pretty much play most things backwardsly compatible, and people who were out there seriously making attempts to sort of do that for them. If I press the space bar, will it skip quickly? Yeah, flash, space. I wonder if it's right after this, though. I'm going to see if there's anything after the first set of this. Or is it just blank? It's blooming blank! Let's turn it over. I hope this doesn't explode again. We'll see what happens. Hang on, quick bit of coffee before I cough. Oh, that is so good. Coffee is the best, isn't it? It really is. Yeah. So there's the big dude himself in the middle there, next to the man with no arms, which is basically a zombie. So we've got a zombie, and then there's us. It's like the history of us getting to the lady on the floor. Doesn't seem to be wearing any clothes. Mind you, so neither does our character seem to be wearing any clothes. Tell you what I watched recently, though, and was quite surprised by. I don't know if you've watched it, but I was quite surprised by Black Adam, the DC movie for the comic book of the same name, the Black Adam sort of series. Quite like that one. It's been a while, since I've enjoyed something from the catalogue of DC and Marvel on this big screen. They've really been, and I've watched Batman. I like Batman, the new Batman with what's he called, the guy from Twilight, the vampire, Patrick. Something or other. Can't remember. But anyway, I quite liked Black Adam. Black Adam was kind of a return to form for me. It wasn't brilliant, but it's way better than we've been getting for a while. I do feel like we're getting a bit of junk, really. Why can't we just do good stories and just get on with it? I don't stand. Really don't stand. I don't stand the creatively bankrupt Hollywood that we have. I say we have. It's an Americanism, isn't it? It's an American thing. I mean, the UK is continuing on publishing what it publishes, but it's. I don't know. I don't think I've seen a British movie for ages. I'm trying to think now. Don't know. No idea. Anyway, but yeah, it's a bit bankrupt, really. I mean, there are lots of people out there talking about it. I understand the new Wednesday thing on Netflix is worth watching. My daughter's been watching, says it's pretty good. So the only complaint or criticism I can find of it is it's probably not dark enough. Which is probably true, considering it's about the Addams family, or Wednesday Addams. So you know, and my missus was like, "What happened to Gomez?" Gomez is also happens to play the actor playing, but Gomez, I can't remember his name, is also one of the producers. So I'm assuming he said I must be in it as Gomez. But she said he's a bit portly, a bit wide round the middle. So aren't we all at this kind of age, you know? So. Well, maybe not me, but that's sounding bad, doesn't it? No, I just because I've been doing all my dieting thing and all this kind of stuff to keep myself fit and trim, and also allow me to sleep better because I snore otherwise. So that's yeah, those things. Come on, old beast, let's load. We can't have 19 minutes of what's on the tape and not load something. However, to be fair, we have done longer. We've done longer, well, 20 minutes of what's on the tape. We have done longer. We've done much, much longer in the past. Huge length of time without it blooming loading. Stop the tape. Thank goodness for that. I've stopped the tape. There we go. Oh, brilliant. I can define my keys, can't I? Define. Up, down, left, right, fire. Okay. Space to start. I command thee to rise from your grave and rescue my daughter, says Zeus. So I raise from my grave. Here we go. And spacebar is not the button. No, it is. Okay, it's just really slow and sluggish to respond. I mean, like somebody's turned on the slow button. Oh my god. I forgot it's like 2 frames a second. Oh my goodness. So there's my health going down. And it's scrolling automatically. I've got to punch this. I've got to hit the dog thing to transform. And I didn't. There's some music. Muzak. The health's gone down. Oh, more zombies. Smash the zombies in the face. Hit them. Hit the dog. Hit it! Damn, because that lets me power up. You are kidding, I've missed it. So we've got to get that so we can raise from the grave and kill everything. I'm doing the voice and everything. Wow, it's so slow on the specky. I don't think I had this back in the day, though, I'll be honest. Yeah, there we go. We've powered up once. We've now got bigger fists. Bigger fists. We've gone green. Kick him in the face. Yeah, he's kind of power up and then you become a werewolf, basically. Which you're not going to see because Muggins here is not... Yeah, that's like fair, isn't it? Just stand there and zap at me. Hasn't hit enough of these white dog things which need to be hit. Come on! Even bigger fists. Fists of fury. Sort of, I'm meant to be getting bigger. I always loved the fact that his head, when they played it originally, his head would be like huge. I'll just walk on this wall up here, thanks. Oh no, I can't get to the dog. How do I get down? Oh god. It's pathetic. Wow. See this, but you're not allowed to say it's bad because the Sega fans will eat you alive. What you all putting in the comments? Because you like to live dangerously. Putting in the comments below, you're saying it's not very good, is it? Thing is, though, let's be honest. Back in the day, you'll have seen this. You'll be like, "Whoa! Look at the graphics on this." Seriously, you would have done. You'd have been like, look at the bones and the creatures exploding and all the other stuff that goes with it, and you'd have been mighty impressed. You'd have been like super impressed by this. You know, the music, the use of the colours and not caring about the sprites and all this kind of Oh, come on! I want to hit the dog. I want to power up to be a werewolf so I can show you the werewolf. There's no point in playing this game if we don't get to a werewolf. I've got that thing again. I think that's just energy, those ones. I want my werewolf on. Because then you can shoot you can fire shots as a werewolf. I can punch him in the face. But you would have, honestly, in a strange sort of way, you'd have been like, yeah, look at the graphics on this. Seriously, look at that. I mean, they don't care about the colour clash. They don't care about anything. They're giving you the best experience they have, and graphically, it's probably pretty sound to the high res here. It's pretty close, probably, to the arcade, as best as you're gonna get. Well, I'm just gonna stand here, and you can shoot your magical lord everywhere. That's it, just all over me. Oh, come on! I'm not getting the bloody dogs. It's like I'm not allowed to get to the end of the level without fighting those stupid dogs. At least you get your money's worth with the playtime. Oh, there we go. We're all werewolfed up now. Why can't I fire? Oh, there it is. Forward and fire is what I need. We can hit him from a distance now, so I'm all werewolfed up. Hey! I'm werewolfed up, which means we're near to the end of the level, probably. There's a different creature per level, basically. That's the gimmick. That's the excitement of it. But you got to remember to go oh when it does it. So I mean, I don't think it's compulsory though. I don't think it's compulsory to howl like a werewolf when you see the werewolf. And I think I'm getting more werewolfed up. There you go. You stay over there with your thing. This level is like the longest level in the world. It's just like one screen at a time as well. It's just horrible. Come on. I forgot we could do that. We can do the running thing. Is it jump? Yeah, when you jump and... Oh, here we go. Here's the big dude at the end. And shoot him in his throbbing bits. Oh my god, I can't even move out the way of it. I'm just making him throb a bit. Look, he's throbbing all over. And keep shooting him until he stops throbbing. I seem to have loads of energy. I can't quite work out how I've still got loads of lives. Oh, because I am losing them. But you get loads of lives on this version of this game. There's no way I'm going to be able to avoid in and out of that. The frame rate on this is just horrendous to the point where you cannot... There's no way I can actually avoid getting hit by these things. Come on. Die. Oh, I've got him. I can't believe it. I've got 2 bits of energy left and he's died. Wait for level 2. Whoa, there he is. Sucking all my little things out, and I get sucked back into being, and I've got to chase him into hell. There we go. Press the play button there. It doesn't actually say press the play button, but I've got to press the play button there. We'll get level 2. 30 plus minutes, and we've only got through. We're on the first game. That's just nightmarish. I've had to take. By the way, I'll explain what happened. A couple of days ago, I decided to help a colleague lift something again, and guess what I did? Yeah, I aggravated my back again. So although I'm comfortable enough for sleeping and things like that, and I've been to a chiropractor, and I've got my physio next week, but I'll be honest, I've aggravated it. I've sat and I've had to take a couple of mild sort of ibuprofen to just take some discomfort out, because funnily enough, sitting is the thing that's really uncomfortable. So I was hoping that this would be a relatively 1 hour long thing. It's not going to be. So I hope you're braced and you're strapped in and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of innuendo this episode, hasn't there? We were strapping people in and things with horses and other movies and all this kind of stuff. It's been a bit rude, really. I think it's maybe the drugs. I'm blaming the drugs, or maybe it's the flake. The flake mug, it's just bringing it out of me. But I'm gonna have to find that advert at some point, aren't I? And stick it in overlay it somehow. Do something clever. Do something clever like Generation Pixel does. Generation Pixel? I've probably got your name wrong around. Pixel Generation. One of those two. Anyway, probably got it wrong. Something clever like Jay's Manchild. Oh my God, it's pre-booted and the screen looks like that. That's not very good. What's going on there? Well, that's fair enough. We'll move on to the next one when I push the reset button. That's just not very good. That was so weird. Did you see that? That's proper specky explosions. If I did ever see one. Right, I'll just go fast forward this tape quickly while we're doing that. We'll move on to the next one. What are we going to bet? I'm going to rumble in here because there's literally 5 tapes in here. What have we got? What have I picked up? What have I picked up? I can't even read it. I can't read it. Not enough light. I'm sitting in the dark. What one have I picked up? Chase HQ! That's what we're going for next. Chase HQ. We're almost in alphabetical order here. Just rewind this tape quickly. I apologise for this little delay on the rewind of the tape. We're going for it. It's a long blooming load, isn't it? I can't remember whether Chase HQ... I'm going to go with a loader on this. I can't remember whether Chase HQ is a multi-loader or not. We'll find out sooner or later once we've done this. So let's push this button. I do love playing Spectrum games. It's brilliant. A lot of nostalgia for me in it. There's a lot of... you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the nostalgia. I mean, do you know what, though? I genuinely think that things like the Evercade... I know they've done the Commodore 64, haven't they? They're doing like a computer range of games now. They need to do some Spectrum ones. They need to contact some of the devs of games, and they have done previously. They need to contact some of the devs for the games for things like RetroSouls. Now I know they've done that because they got Old Tower, but you have to see Old Tower in a. You need to Google it, by the way. You need to have a little look, or I'll try and put it in the comments below. But RetroSouls. They did a Spectrum version of they've done quite a lot of Nirvana-based engine games. So Nirvana is an engine that allows you to improve the graphical quality of things and split the colours up without the colour clash. It's very, very clever bit of coding at the end of the day. Now, the Nirvana engine, or Frostbite, I think it's called, Bifrost it's called. Nirvana's the kind of developing group, and Bifrost is the name of the engine. But anyway, they did Old Tower for the Spectrum, and it is absolutely phenomenal on Spectrum. It's really, really good. They did a number of other ones. Trying to think of them at the moment. Multi-Dude, I think, is one of them, and a few others. I'll tell you what. I'll put a link to their site below in the description below. I'll put a link to that. I'll put a link to Mr. Henry or Harry Price is sort of dodgy things. So we'll do both of those. So both of those will go in the description. But quite honestly, well worth having a look poke around their games. They've gone for the Spectrum. They've gone for the Mega Drive. They've gone for other things. They're just well worth having a little look at. They've got some really, really good, free to download games to try and play, and there's some really, really phenomenal games amongst it. But I would love to see the Evercade kind of bring that back, because kids of today, yeah, fair enough. They've got all these casual games going galore, and they're kind of used to these, I guess, casual created quick graphics where you can hand draw them, or they've been hand drawn by somebody else. And I think they can be quirky enough and they can be alright, but sometimes they're naff. They look naff. The love of pixels is one of the things that comes out for me for this. And I would like those games to end up on their handheld, on the handheld devices, on their phones and other things. I would like to see it. And the Evercade obviously is a great way to do that. A lot of that's just nostalgia with the Evercade, but the Evercade also has a lot of homegrown, homebrew games that come with it. I would just want to see some more of this stuff hitting the eyes of the young'uns, because otherwise it's all going to disappear. Us oldies it's going to disappear with us oldies. It really is. We're going to be watching telly when we're probably jacked into the internet somehow, Matrix style, with a tube in the back of our heads, sort of trying to play Spectrum games or something in the future. That's probably what's going to happen. But we're going to miss out. Us oldies. I'm not that old. Still young enough to cause trouble. Get myself into trouble. Always a thing. I love the way that this is kind of a Crockett and Tubbs Miami Vice, but not Miami Vice. And it's kind of cool. It's really cool. I quite like it. It's sort of not Miami Vice, but it is Miami Vice. There was that. I mean, I know that Mr. Harry Price there was busy copying the games, or effectively rejigging the graphics. But they were also copying ideas from TV and all kinds of stuff back in the day as well. And I mean, to be fair, it's still a curse nowadays. I mean, you've got, how many clones of sort of Doom are there out there? Even the modern day versions of it. How many? I mean, people trying to add their own stamp to the whole thing and change the way it looks. But they are still the same thing. They are the same thing. So. It's just interesting, there's same concept, same engines. A lot of people use the same engines. You've got, is it Unreal Engine out there? Got the Unreal Engine. What's the other one we got? Oh, begins with a U. Can't remember its name now. It's gone blank. Brain's gone completely blank. I blame it on the lack of coffee. Let's drink some now. That's good. That's good. So, but there's so many sort of engines out there that they can all kind of do the same sort of thing with it. What's it? Godot? Godot? That's a free engine for creating games, and it's got a good 2D engine in it actually. And they're building a movie engine in it shortly, so that people can use it for animations and building movies into it. And it's free, and it's like amazing. And you can basically, it's cross-platform, and you can use it in loads of different things, and it's script-based and whatever else. Is clever stuff, very, very clever stuff. Some great games that have actually been out there that you can actually play, and it gives a whole list of games that are there. And you can sell your games as well as part of it. It's not just it's not a licensing thing like you've got with Unreal and other things. However, to be fair, I think there's like a point with Unreal that you have to pay them. I think if you make over £50,000, you have to pay them. I think there's something like that. You've got to make a decent amount of money before they actually come after you for cash, which I suppose is fair, because if your first game is a complete flop or just makes you a few pennies, then you're kind of there or thereabouts, sort of with the whole thing. Chase HQ though, I kind of like this one. It doesn't, for me, Outrun is my jam when it came to the arcades. But Chase HQ was probably a close second, because obviously you drove around in a Porsche. I don't think it's a Porsche on the front. It was a Lamborghini on the front cover. In fact, I can see it here. I'm looking at it now. It's a Lamborghini on the front cover. But were you chasing it in the Porsche? No. But it was a Porsche that you drove around in. It was Porsche 944. That's the only driving stuff that you'll get from me, simply because I remember it from Risky Business with Tom Cruise, the game that started his career. Can you imagine this? Imagine back in the day, film comes up, or an offer for a film comes up, and you get two offers for films, and you're John Cusack. John Cusack was another 80s sort of movie hero type thing, and you get offered Risky Business and another film. I can't remember what the other film was called. It escapes my mind now. But you get Risky Business and that one. You turn down Risky Business and go for the other one, because you think it's going to be a better movie and you like the script and whatever else it is. And Tom Cruise gets Risky Business, and Tom Cruise raises to maximum fame because of that movie. And you don't. You're still John Cusack. You do all right, but you don't become Tom Cruise. You're not doing Maverick, and you're not doing you're not doing Top Gun, and you're not doing Mission Impossible. You're not making loads and loads of money. And you're not marrying Katie Holmes. Not that was a weird one, by the way. Did he marry the Australian one? What was her name? Oh, red hair, Australian, Days of Thunder. Put it in the comments below, because I've forgotten her name. I shouldn't forget her name though. That's really annoyed me, that one. That's annoyed me quite a lot, because I should know her name, to be honest with you. Completely lost. It's in there somewhere. I can feel it. I'm like digging through the archives and sort of opening things up. I think my brain originally started was probably a ZX 48K. It was fairly decent. It could get to the data fairly quickly. There was a little bit of processing time. And as I've got older, it's turned into an old librarian that spends her time, putting things back into the aisles instead of actually finding the useful information. That's what's really kind of happened for me. It's just turned into an old librarian. It's very dusty. It's a bit like Ghostbusters. It's bring in a Ghostbusters when they're in a library. Shh, don't disturb the brain cells. Yeah, this is exactly what's happening with my brain. My God, this is a big loader. These are all massive loaders. You've asked for the biggest loaders. I think you've done this on purpose, haven't you? To torturing me with huge loaders when you knew I had to sit down for the whole thing. Oh dear. I might have to go get another drink. You know, I'm going to dry throat talking to myself like this. I've got a dry throat all of a sudden. I don't know why. Oh. I wonder if this is just loading all the levels. Maybe. That was the problem with the 128K. I mean, the fact is that you went that extra memory, of course, all the way, and then you got things like Target Renegade. It's like 7 or 8 minutes to load the blooming thing. It's like the longest load ever. You're like, but it's worth it because you get extra level in Target Renegade, and you get the music as well. And it's, by the way, Target Renegade is blooming awesome. It is really awesome. Almost as awesome as Operation Wolf on the Speccy. Flipping brilliant. Love that game. It's a classic. To be fair, a lot of these games are 88 as well, actually. 1988 for Altered Beast. 88. Good year, that, 88. I mean, fair enough, Altered Beast could do with a few more megahertz in the old processor. A few more frames per second. The fact that it edges along slowly like it does. Did it do that in the arcade? I think it does, doesn't it? I think it scrolls without you, whether you like it or not. It just scrolls and drags you along. It's like Vigilante. I mean, Vigilante didn't do that, though, of course. Vigilante? Yeah, Vigilante and Kung Fu Master. Quite like those two. It's kind of weird, those ones, because they changed the names of the characters, didn't they? Depending on what version you had. Because it was like Madonna was the girl that was stolen it. She was a material girl, I understand. No. Okay. It's about the only one I know, by the way. That and the other one where she was like a virgin. Like a virgin. Just like that. So that's exactly how she sings. You've heard it before. Yeah. That's all. Do you know something? She was one of those things when she was like an 80s and sort of was 80s, yeah, 80s kind of phenomenon, wasn't she? Still around now, obviously. She knew how to move through all the sort of times of the music. It's a bit weird now, isn't she? Though I think there's been some weird things been going on with Madonna. But she was one of those kind of people that was always there along the way through the 80s and right into the 90s and obviously the 2000s, but you haven't seen much of her, and then she's kind of disappeared and reappeared. I think her daughter does music now as well, but I can't remember the name of her. No, I can't remember her name. Sort of singing along. I think she does sort of dubstep things though, which is I guess dubstep. Bam out. That was my dubstep. Dubstep's still a thing in the future, says Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool 2. Dubstep. It's the first question he asks when he runs into what's it called? Oh, Josh Brolin, isn't it? And who plays Cable. Asks whether dubstep's still a thing. Anyway, stop the game. It's ready. Oh, we got music. 1989. Ocean Software. Right, define the keys. 5. We need a gear. Gear will go with space. Accelerate, brake, left, right. Quit. Pause. And we'll go 1 for turbo. 4 for keyboard. Gear to play. Ooh. This is Nancy at Chase HQ. We've got a emergency here. Ralph, the Idaho slasher, is fleeing towards the suburbs. The target... I think I'm ruining this for anybody who thought Nancy had a good voice. In a British sports car. Over. Roger. What sports car is he driving? What kind of British sports car looks like that? I'm changing gear. Oh, it's cool. It's been a while since I've played it, to be honest. We need to catch up with him. Where's the Idaho Slasher? Oh, there's a Lamborghini. Yahoo! Says Tubbs. He's not Tubbs. I'm gonna hit the turbo. Can't go that way. Otherwise, we've got longer to catch him. Let's go, Mr. Driver. I'm going. I'm rubbish at it. I'm driving. Is there a distance to him? Yeah, there is. There. 500 metres. He's taking the dodgiest road ever. Don't hit one of them. It's actually quite good. I'll be honest, it is quite good. I'm using the turbos. I probably shouldn't use the turbos here, but I need to get to him. This is Nancy at Chase HQ. If you keep messing about like that, you're going to run out of time. Yeah, I know that. I'm running out of time right now, Nancy. Don't pick on me. I'm doing my best. I'm a rubbish... Oh, God. Time up. Whoa! I'm going to use my credit. I'm not wasting any more time. I'm going to get to the dude now. And so basically you have to ram him off the road. Woo, 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 woo. Hit him in his British sports car. Oh, I know what he's driving. He's driving a Lotus Esprit, isn't he? That's it. Hit him in his car. Bash him where the sun don't shine. Here we go. Let's hit him. I've got to give him a good smashing. Not the sign. Go, 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 high gear. Boom. Push it more. I am pushing it. Come on, leave us alone. Come on, I'm going to smash his face in. Come on. My car must be indestructible though, because I'm busy smashing the heck out of his. How's my car not destroyed at this point? It's maybe made out of that same stuff that Knight Rider was made out of, or the kit was made out of. Oh no, he's getting away. I know, Nancy. I'm not messing around, Nancy. I'm not messing around. I'm trying my best, Nancy. Shut up and leave me alone. God, she's so, you know. Pull over, creep. Have we got him? I'm not doing anything now. He's pulling over. Let's get him out of the car and rough him up some more. On first-degree murder. Fair enough. Well, not fair enough, obviously. Bonus, we cleared it. We cleared the stage, and we're on to the next stage. This time, what's going on? This is Nancy at Chase HQ. We've got a emergency here. Carlos, the New York armed robber, has been spotted in a yellow sports car on the freeway. Over. Gotcha, Nancy. Nancy, baby. So we've gone very macho there. I'm changing gear in our car. I don't know what car he had there, actually. I missed that. Lots of Lamborghinis on this road. The road to nowhere has got lots of Lamborghinis. Okay. I'm going to hit the turbo, see if we can get there. Whoa! I'm crazy. I'm going to drop the weapon. Drop the weapon. It's going to drop a weapon on me. The vehicle has turned. Yeah, okay, drop the gun on me. Alright, I'm turning the right way. I like the fact there was a bit of turning on it as well. Definitely better than the arcade, I'll be honest. I think that was another turbo it drops, actually, I'll be honest. I think... Oh, ah! 24 seconds. I think I'm running out of time here. Good job I got another credit, because we've got the New York bank robber now. We've gone from mass murderers or single or first degree murderers to bank robbers. This is Nancy at Chase HQ. If you keep messing around like that, what am I messing around with, Nancy? Nancy, what are you doing? What are you telling me? I don't know why he gets away when I do this as well, because I think the time resets, don't it, when I get close enough to him. Time up. Got another credit. We're okay. We're okay. Here we go. Speedy, speedy. We'll get that. We'll get there. Don't worry. Don't worry, Nancy. Oh, get away. Yow! Vehicle in target in sight. I'm giving the turbos. Why is he not? Oh, he is getting damage. It's alright, I didn't think he was getting any damage there. I'm doing really badly though, doing damage to him. Just come on. Take some beating to take him down. Push it more. No poop. My man. We're definitely going to do it. Oh, God. Look at this. I don't even know what kind of car he's got. Was it yellow? What was yellow something? It doesn't look yellow to me. Looks like a white sports car. I just used my imagination. If it was a black and white telly, it would be yellow, of course. That's the beauty of black and white tellies. You could tell whatever colour you wanted they were. I was totally ruined after that. After I used to watch black and white telly as a kid, and then you'd watch it for real. You'd be like, I always thought he wore a blue shirt, not a red shirt. Yeah, that kind of thing used to happen. Push it more. I'm not going to do this one because I've only got 16 seconds left, and Nancy will be... Here she is again. Stop messing about and kill the bad guy. Yeah, I'm doing it, Nancy. I'm doing it. You... Dear me. Such a job's worth. Okay. I'm smashing into him. Every one of these games thus far, though, these high-tech games, frame rate's been a bit poo, hasn't it? Just a slight tiny, ever so slightly poo in the sense of time that it takes to play. Just slightly poo. There we go. You're a mediocre driver, brother. I'll see you later. Thanks, Nancy. Enter your initials. I'm a mediocre driver, according to Nancy. She hates me. There's my initials. Okay, what we got next out the pot? What we got? Let's have a look. I picked out Turok. 3 hours loading later, we have Turok. Let's give Turok a blast. Right, tape. I hope you were strapped in for a big one. Stop making me own jokes. Huge! It was massive. It was massive. So Turok, very highly respected. I've got the Switch version of it, which kind of came with the Mega Drive and a few other versions. Actually, it's quite a good mixture of games. Bought the compilation thing. Never really spent the time playing it though. I wish I have. I wish I had. I wish I should. I should really spend the time playing it. Definitely a game that needs a little bit of time. It would be quite nice, actually, I think, to give it a go. I think it'd be one of those kind of games that I would quite like, realistically. It's a criminal offence to sell, hire, or offer to expose something or other. Expose yourself on it. Just a short video, he says to himself. Well, at the end of the season, it'll be short. It'll be fine. Well, we're dead simple. Power up comes up. Okay, brace yourselves. Brace yourself. I hope the chat's going well. I'm not even sure I'll be able to make it through all this. It's going so long. I might make breakfast while I'm doing this. So tomorrow. I hope you're enjoying it anyway. Did you play Turok? Anybody play Turok? Anybody play the Spectrum version of it? Or anybody play the Commodore Amiga or Amstrad? Amstrad. The Atari ST? Did it come out on the Amstrad? Kind of one of those games that I don't know how broadly this was kind of put out there. Whether it went to all of our 8-bit brethren. I bet you they definitely went on the Commodore 64. I know that for sure. Don't know if it made it to the Amstrad CPC. The Amstrad CPC it's such an underrated bit of technology in the sense of that we didn't, not enough people bought it, but it was also one of these things that they did quite well with the graphics and whatever else. Yes, there was a bit of problems with the way that the screens pushed from left to right. Yeah, there was some issues with that, but it was just it was an underrated bit of tech. But the problem was because it had that old Z80 processor in there, everybody just piled everything over from the Spectrum and just cheated, it's like, let's just cheat and let's not remake the game for the device itself. But those games that were remade for it tended to be quite good. They're quite good. Those ones that weren't, I mean, a terrible example of a game that was awful on the Amstrad CPC, but fine on Spectrum was the Spectrum version of R-Type. R-Type on the Spectrum is actually a very good, playable shoot-'em-up. They decided to port it as is to the Amstrad CPC. It's not very good. It's slow, it's sluggish, it's unplayable. But there is a remake from 2012 of R-Type that plays on the 100. You have to have the 128K, unfortunately, for it. That plays extremely well and is one of the most, I would call it one of the most accurate 8-bit conversions of an arcade game. It's very, very, very good. Ghosts and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts, could be. No, it's Ghouls and Ghosts, Ghouls and Goblins. I don't know, the first one that have that range of Capcom games. And somebody, by the way, pointed out where I'd gone wrong the other week. I'll mention that in a second. But that game on the Amstrad CPC it's its own version of it. But there is a version for the GX4000, which is effectively 128K with a few more colours, plus 128K Amstrad plus. Version of it is extremely good. It's a very good, near perfect arcade conversion. Another one. But somebody pointed out the other week, interestingly enough, spacebar. I'm going to assume spacebar's to play. It is load level 1. Oh, right. Okay, it's loading it. Right. Where was I? What was I talking about? I forgot what I was talking about. Amstrad CPC, graphics, very good version of it. And I've forgotten exactly what I was going to say. Oh, I hate that. It's because I stopped to play that bit. And normally I can't keep what's in my head when I'm talking about things. It'll probably could come back to me in about 3 seconds' time. Librarian's on the way right now to look for the brain cell that need to shake and wake up. So. But anyway. But it's just a lovely machine. It's just it's so underrated, and I kind of love it. I mean, the Commodore 64 has a beautiful big fan base. The Spectrum has a beautiful big fan base, and the Amstrad CPC was kind of. I think if you said to your friends in the playground, that you'd gone Amstrad CPC, they'd ignore you. There wouldn't be that rampant sort of argument between the Commodore being better than the Spectrum being better. I don't think you'd have that argument. I don't think it would happen. I think you would find that you'd be isolated and alone. Hashtag no end to the playground wars. No end. We will forget. Won't forget, sorry. In my case, I will forget. Because I've forgotten what I was talking about 5 minutes ago. But oh. Yeah. Marvellous machines. Marvellous time. 8-bit generations, yeah. I think that's what I was getting at, wasn't I? I was getting about the fact there was Spectrum and whatever else. But there was some lovely 8-bit machines back in that day. The thing about it is that I rarely met anybody with anything else. I did have one friend who had an MSX, and I'm not sure what version of the MSX they had. Let's push bomb down. Look at that graphics. Somebody tried to get rid of the colour clash. Ooh. I've never played Turok on the Spectrum, I don't think. And if I have, I've forgotten. I'm assuming I've just to make it across the level like you would do normally in one of these games. I don't know how I lose lives or whether I die or not, but... Oh, it's dark in the cave. There obviously was some kind of currency. Oh, wow. Okay, colour me impressed with this one. I don't know what my life is. I think it's that 440 points there. Power-ups. Oh, spacebar fires that weapon. Oh, wow. Bubbles obviously make me invincible for a bit. Wow. Alright. Yeah, that's quite impressive, really, isn't it? Remember, this is a Spectrum we're looking at here. That's quite nice. Reminds me of Dan Dare when I saw Dan Dare 3, this is. Dan Dare 3 has got some really impressive... energy's the bar at the bottom. That's time is the time. The red is the energy bar. Right. Dan Dare 3 has got some really impressive sprites. It's very sexy. It looks good. Even though I know it wasn't originally going to be a Dan Dare game, it was going to be something else called Jump Runners or something else. Jump Runner, but oh damn, died. At least it doesn't send you back to the beginning. That's so nice, so lovely and impressed. So God. I am impressed. Back in the day, I would have been impressed by this. I would have played it. I know it's a bit jarring how slow it is, but at the same time, I'm definitely continuing for a bit. Press fire. Oh no, I have to load level 1 again. You are kidding. That's a bit annoying. Imagine having to load the levels again every time you... Consider it still in memory. That's a bit poor performance from the developers. Alright, see if this is it here. There we go. It's loading again. Right, okay. That's a bit poor that you have to do that, even though I have to continue as well. You'd think I'd be alright with it. You're getting a little bit of noise in the background. My son's having a little jump around. Mum's in the garden. Even though it's raining and horrible, she's still gone out there to do gardening, and you can see her through the window. And because one of his little features of the wonderful features of autism is that a number of things. There's lots of features of autism. The beauty of autism is a spectrum, and I like the fact that it's a spectrum because I like spectrums. But you can have lots of different things you don't do. So, for instance, he's non-verbal, so he doesn't speak as you and I do. And at 14, that's quite an old age to be not saying anything other than, I think he could say no is his big word. And occasionally he'll say something, but he doesn't correlate the speaking with actual being involved with the world. So he kind of doesn't think he needs to tell us anything because we should know, because that's the feature of autism. So he's kind of watching through the window, but one of the other things is quite sensitive to clothing and touch and things like that. So sometimes he likes to be nude, and I know we all do sometimes, but he sometimes likes to be nude. So because it's quite cold at the moment, and it's the time of the year, he's decided that he'll look out the windows at Mum through the windows. Our neighbours are quite well covered, by the way, surrounded, so nobody can really see in the windows. But our neighbours are very understanding, and to be fair, we bought blinds and things like that for their modesty absolutely not for his modesty, because you know, if he wants to do that, that's absolutely fine. You know, he's comfortable like that. I'm not going to try and force clothing onto him when he's uncomfortable with it. He will wear it when he needs to wear it. But yeah, so he's looking out the window. So he's running around behind me. He's going, you know, my little cave into the back room, which you can see out the window, and goes. And I love the way that this goes straight into the game and literally attacks you straight away. It's just horrendous. I wonder if I can go that way. Oh, I can. I'm not sure what I'm meant to be doing. Oh, lovely. It looks good, doesn't it? Looks very good. Let's jump up here. Oh, it goes nowhere. Oh, okay, fair enough. It was worth it. Boing. Yeah, Turok. Say, I'm not sure what the storyline is for Turok, but I don't know what G is, but we got it. Let's see if we can go across the top here this time round, because there's some things to jump up and down over. Kind of lose your weapons the moment you die anyway, so there's no point in worrying about dying, I guess. No, that's where it was anyway, look. I got to there before. Me concentrating, by the way. Oh, rocks. Big rocks. Laser. Oh, spike. Oh, kills you instantaneously. Nasty. Wow. Water! Uh-oh. That's a heck of a drop. And you die at the bottom of it. No, I'm not going to continue, because I'll have to blooming rewind the tape to the beginning to do that. Let's see what we got. We'll pick out the next one. Let's pick out the next one. Continues 2. That's a bit cheaty, though, the continue thing. Rainbow Islands. We know at least Rainbow Islands. And we're finishing with X out. So there we go. It's a bit of a random order that I picked them out of the box, but I picked them out of the box in that order. I believe this is one of the tapes, this tape set that I got here. I believe this is one of the tape sets that I got from a lovely friend of mine, Daryl. He sent me. He knows I like compilations, so he sent them through. And I think you know we like to see them at the end of the. It was a funny thing that this kind of came about. This sort of end of the season playing sort of. Compilations. It's just one of those. It just sort of happened. It's one of those. This is organically grown from the beginning of the whole thing. I'm quite proud of What's in the Tape as a series, to be honest. But if you go back to the very first episodes, you'll see what happened there was basically it would be me talking about the tape and putting in a drive, and then nothing happened, and chucking it in the bin effectively. You know, saying, oh, nothing happened, there was nothing there, it didn't load or whatever else. Whereas, as organically as it's grown, I've got to the point where if I get the name of the tape or there's something written on it, I try and find out what the game is, and I try and load it and try and do that. Quite a lot of the time, originally I would, if I couldn't get it to load, I wouldn't do anything with it. It would just stay, that would be it. We'd move on. But in some of the occasions, I would, later on, I'd get into the case where I'd be like using PlayZX, again listed in the description below. We'd use PlayZX and for sort of finding those sort of those games, and it would be it kind of grew organically, and then. Of course, playing a compilation, I think it was because I wasn't looking for content, but more a case I was wanting to do something different. I can't remember which video they started in, where I started doing a compilation at the end, but it became a thing for the whole thing. So it just became part of the usual, the norm, to do that. So it was quite nice. It was quite nice to sort of do it, and it's kind of become now a thing where you get to choose, not just me. I wouldn't just play a compilation. you choose at the beginning of each season. Yeah, I take 2 weeks off. It's a kind of a chance for me to pre-record a whole bunch of videos and things like that. I do work quite. It's a funny thing. I do work quite hard at this, doing these things, because I say work hard. I enjoy what I do. I wish I had more time for it. So that's why I had to find some way to take, because this one takes quite a lot of time, a lot of preparation, and you never know. Sometimes you end up with a 3.5 hour video, which there are some there. You've been there, you've seen them, 3.5 hour video, and I kind of had to find a little bit of time to do the other recordings in between, because I just like to get things out there, and I like to show you what I've got. You know, these are my games, all the games that I've enjoyed playing, or new things that I found. So yeah, I do like to do that. What a lovely screenshot that is. What a lovely loading screen. So much effort involved in that. All the colours and things like that wrapped around it. Such a nice attempt to avoid the colour clash, but where it is there, it's more subtle than anything else. I mean, looking at, for instance, the bee on the right hand side, just in the rainbow there, where it's got a little bit of the green in his face, but it's not in his face completely, but it's there. A little bit of green, and then you've got down to the little bird that's straight below him that's popping out of the egg. There's a little bit of white in the corner of its corner above its eye, on its left eye, and it's clever. It's really nice how they do the amount of effort. And Taito. It's a potato. Taito. Anyway, one of my favourite developers, realistically. They really are. There's some proper good stuff out there. That's why I was going to get to Capcom. Somebody mentioned this the other week. Capcom. I always thought it was like in Capcom, as in like in NASA Capcom. That's where they nicked it from. It isn't. It's Japanese computer capsule software. That's what it was. So they take the computer and capsule, shorten that down, Capcom. Sorry, Japanese capsule computer software, I think it was. And the capsule, computer, put them together. Somebody pointed this out the other week, and I can't remember who it was. Whoever it was, thank you very much. You're very clever. I hope you didn't Google it. Don't cheating on this channel. No cheating at all. Googling it. At a certain age, you get to. When we were kids, we used to have encyclopedias. Remember encyclopedias? You used to pick up a encyclopedia. My granddad had one, Wonders of the World encyclopedia, and you basically started with one thing, like, I don't know, the diesel engine, and you moved on to like jet planes or something like that, and it was all that kind of stuff. You used to have encyclopedias. Encyclopedia Britannica. What happened to all the encyclopedia salesmen? Are they all dead now? Did they all starve to death when they couldn't sell us an encyclopedia at the front door anymore? That was it, wasn't it? That's what you used to do. You used to have one of those at home. Encyclopedia. It's a great word as well. I like saying it. Encyclopedia. Really good word. Could have done with more. We could, something that's one of the things. The one thing about it is, I quite like the fact that obviously the internet is there. It's a very handy resource, but it sometimes only gives you the cover message. It never gives you something else that you might head off into. And I know that there are a lot of links nowadays with these things, but it doesn't give you that head off into other things and give you that little bit of slightly different things. It's like I think somebody was discussing Turbo Spree the other day. Not Turbo Spree, sorry. Some other game. I can't remember what it was, but it was in context of Grand Theft Auto and how Grand Theft Auto wouldn't exist because of this game, or Turbo Spree. Sorry, yeah, that's right. It was Turbo Spree, but basically it was the I think they said it was like the birth of Fast and the Furious with Turbo Spree. It wasn't. It was the birth of Grand Theft Auto, but the top-down version of it. Grand Theft Auto can bear a lot of its roots back to those original developers playing Turbo Spree as kids. That's the games they play. And in the 90s when they wrote Grand Theft Auto, that was the one the DMA Designs, the Dundee-based company that they were, decided that they would, were they Dundee, DMA? Might have been Liverpool. Apologise if I get that wrong. But anyway, either way, the people that went on to be Rockstar, that's where it all started from. It really started from that kind of the Turbo Spree, the fact that you could move around the cities and you could run over the pedestrians if you wanted. You weren't meant to because you were the police, but sort of that free roaming aspect of, was it 2 or 3 cities? I can't remember. Or was it more? On Turbo Spree. It's been a while since I played it. Bought a copy recently. I think I showed you on the beginning of one of the videos. I bought a copy recently, Been slowed down a bit with the purchasing recently. However, I spotted 3 things this morning. I was like, I need those, so I've added them to the pile. But the games I haven't got previously, so I was like, I'm gonna add those to the pile. But yeah, the Turbo Spree is definitely responsible for a great deal of the sort of games of that free roaming open world type thing. But to be fair though, you think about it, most blooming Spectrum games were free roaming open world games, weren't they? Your platform games, for most cases, Jet Set Willy, free roaming open world. Yeah. Soul of a Robot, free roaming, open world. It was. I was definitely free roaming. Yeah, we used to call them maze games, but realistically, most of them were free roaming. You could wander around and do what you wanted to. All this Metroidvania stuff, or Metroid and Castlevania, that kind of stuff. Yeah, fair enough. But we were doing that way back when we had to find tools and toys and things to open doors that would allow you to get to the next part of the level. We were doing that way back. Way back. I remember one of the things where I was talking about Harry Prince. One of the things that Harry Prince did, all right, which is a funny one. Or Harry Price. No, good job. I'm getting this wrong. I'm thinking Prince Harry. You see. Harry Price, one of the things he did do, and he got into trouble for, is he got into trouble for copying Spellbound from Mastertronic. Mastertronic actually demanded a letter of apology from him, and covered in Crash 98.6. He created a game called Crime Busters, which is basically Spellbound. I've never played Crime Busters though. I don't know what it was released by, but my God, Harry Price, what a man. What a guy! He's legendary for his versions of things. Some of them look really good though. You know what? It's almost like he got them and he changed them. I mean, Ghastly Grange, we played that before. Creative Sparks. That was a copy of another game, Rocketman Mike. Ain't Nobody by Tynesoft. Can't remember there's no year written on this, but and Castle of Doom, basically the same thing. Very good though. I'll be honest. I did quite like Ain't Got Nobody. Played a few of them, to be honest with you. He got away with it. He really did. He was a cheeky little so and so, wasn't he? He really was. Cheeky fella. Anyway, Harry Price. Should dedicate an entire episode to him at some point. Somebody should do a whole thing on Harry Price and his copies. Right, anyway. Rainbow Islands. Let's push a button. Let's push spacebar and see what happens. Enter. I'll put credit in. Right, so Rainbow Islands is the second game after Bubble Bobble. Wasn't sure where this was going. Let's jump. Don't know what the keys are for left and right. Come on, die. That's cursor keys I've got for some reason. Right, so Rainbow Island. Do. Basically, the idea is to kill the bugs. I can't believe I can't find the keys. Left and right. There we go. Got it. Left and right. Left and right jump. That's it. Got it. Right. Okay. Got keys. So basically, you burst you get all the way at the top of the level, and once you get to the top of the level, you celebrate with a big cake or a big pile of goodies like this, and you scoff it all down because of course fruit is fruit, and the Japanese love the fruit. So we get the fruit. Go all in, and then we get to the end of the level, kill it. But basically, it's Bob and Bob, but they've been changed into humans now. I think that was their prize at the beginning of the end of. I said the beginning of the prize at the end of Bubble Bobble, but I never understand why they wouldn't want to be dinosaurs still. Who doesn't want to be a dinosaur? Seriously, dinosaurs are proper cool. You change to a little fat boy instead. You know, it's not quite the same. I want to be a dinosaur. Oh. And the water comes up the level, by the way. It's a sort of timeout thing as you go. I've been picking up pots, by the way. The potion pots do make you do this. Exactly the same. Loads of different items within the level, as usual, because it's a bubble. And you can walk on your rainbows, obviously. And we'll get up here. And we'll go all in. We'll get some things. And then we got a big boss at the end of the level. Kind of cool. It is a good game, actually. It's a good arcade game, this one. Works quite well. It's probably the first one we've got where the frame rate is almost playable. Almost playable. We've almost got to the point where we've got a playable frame rate. I'll get this. The other one, I don't think I can do more than this number of stars, though. Graphics are good. It's a good conversion. Loads of points to be had there. Let's grab that. Bursting rainbows on them gives you extra points. And jumping up the level. Let's get up here. There's some melons. I haven't quite got to the boss yet, though. There's a bee. There's a speedy shoe there. I need to get that. It means I can run faster. It's a great little game. It really does. And it plays really nicely. It's just a case of going up the level and doing it. Not enough games go up the level. I like games that go up the level. There's a few new ones. Hell Rising is a new game that's out. That's quite good, actually. Got this on the Switch. It's on the PC too, and that's about climbing a level as a sort of escaping from hell. So obviously the idea is to climb out of hell. It's kind of cool. Nice little game. Speedy fire. Not that I need it really. And oh, we're going up. We're going up the levels. Mad ladybugs. Extremely unhappy ladybugs. Kind of cool. Oh, that was lucky. I haven't died yet. I'm surprised. I think if you get all the diamonds that are there as well, the special diamonds, you get something special. It says, hurry up. There we go. We're on the boss. Oh, it's killed me. And now, of course, I can only fire one rainbow at a time, but that's okay. I don't mind. Died again. I'm going to die here because I can see me not being able to beat this guy. My own fault. Just need to stay there and stay out of its way. Game over. Can I continue? Or is it just that harsh? Oh, I can continue. I can put another credit in. Yeah, it's just going to bounce over on top of my head. I can just do it. I love that zooming technology, by the way, because that's just one of the normal spiders. I can get to the next level. Boom. Boom. And you're down. Gotcha. So I should get loads of stuff here. Loads of food. Extra bonus points. Look at that. And then we get onto the toy level. It's kind of cool. I like it. Rainbow Islands. Combat Island. Sorry. Combat Island. I lie. Got to make your way through all the levels. We played on the arcade challenge. Was it was called? It was like a special version of this. It's like a nuts version of it. Completely insane. Can't remember what it was called. Google it. It's a search my page if you want to know. But we played a particular version. Ouch! We played a different version of this that was really tough. It was like not sure what the version was, but it was really horrendous, horrendously tough. Goal in. Very playable. Doing alright, actually. This is a long episode. Strap yourselves in for this one. Good that it all loads in one, though. On the 48K version, you have to... you have to load the multiple levels. Which explains the reason why it takes so long to blooming load. I don't like these ones where you have to climb. Not my favourite levels, those ones where you actually have to climb. Yeah, hurry up. I'm here. There, goal in. Combat Island. I was always a big fan of Bubble Bobble. Bubble Bobble on the Spectrum. In fact, almost every single version of Bubble Bobble, from on everything is fantastic. I used to play it on even the Amstrad CPC version. I know there's another version of it that's available. I know that, but there is still a blooming brilliant game, and I think it plays really well. Even if it wasn't superb in comparison to the other versions, it's still one of my favourite games. I really do love Bubble Bobble. I think it's a fantastic game. And there was a remake on that went onto the Xbox 360, and that was really playable. They put it onto the PlayStation 3 as well. It was like it had alternate versions in it. Really, really playable. Really, really playable. I can't believe how well I'm doing here. I really can't. I can't actually believe I'm doing so well. Just whipping through this level. It's hard to believe how good I'm doing. Oh, died. That's me thinking how well I'm doing here. Oh, this may be the top of the level as well, this. This may be the boss level. Ah, damn! Oh, I died. No, I've got one more life. Let's see if I can get to the top of this level. We'll see if we can get out here. We're sidetracked here. These are brilliant little arcade games, though. Well worth playing. So good on so many versions. And to be fair, Rainbow Islands is a classic. Even now, these are classics. I want to see if I can get to the top of the level. I think I'm there, actually. I think I'm not far away from. I think this is the top level creature, by the way. I think this is. There we go. I think I'm the boss. Oh yeah, I am. Yeah. I'm dead, though. She's one of the helicopter ones. I'm dead. It's good timing, though, because I want to move on. Let's get moving. Let's get moving. I'm not going to put the credit in. No more left and right credits. Let's time for the biggest one of the lot. It's time to X out. Actually, it's cross out, I think it's the official title. I'm just going completely wrong with my naming of the whole thing. Completely run out of coffee as well. I'm a man. Oh, hang on. I've got some cold coffee. We're at an hour and a bit. We're an hour and a half-ish. It's almost as long as a Marvel movie. By now, you'll have been pleasured by the Marvel characters. I think I'm watching the wrong movies, you know. You get them off Pornhub, right? Oh no! No, you can't do that. Not on X out. You can't cross me out now. It's not right. Let's do it again. Let's push the reset button. We're going to go for it. We're definitely going to load. Come on. Come on! After all that, we can't have failures at this point. Failure's not an option. Yeah. So yeah, we're at standard movie size. I've got to keep them short though, because the Netflix/Amazon bidding war is still in progress at the moment. At some point, one of the two of them will break, and we'll hit the 50 million. That is totally reasonable for hosting my channel. Selling out completely, everybody. Let's go. Don't do this. Not an X out. No, not an X out. Hang on. Is there another? I've got another copy of it somewhere. I'm going to see if I've got another copy of it somewhere. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that I've got a copy somewhere. I'm going to put load it and see if it works here. Let's push that button. I'm pretty sure there's another version of it knocking around just in my office here. Hang on a second. You just stay there. I'm just going to have a look. Hang on. I'm having a look. Pretty sure that it's here somewhere. It's here somewhere. Where's X out? Oh, come on. I found Turok 2. Got Turok 2. Yeah, we're saying Turok 2. I know it was on a Kicks label, so I'm looking for a Kicks label. I've got Turok and I got Turok 2, bizarrely, but I haven't got that one. Hang on. I'm looking. I'm running all the way round here somewhere. It's got to be here somewhere. I know I've got it. Come on, where are you? Oh, it's impossible to find with all these games. So many games. Looking. I'm looking again. I'm still looking. Oh, no. Oh, no. I can't find it on there. Right, okay. So let's try a cheat. Let's try the cheat. Come on, let's try the cheat. Let's see if we can get this to work. Come on. We'll go put it on the other tape deck and we'll give that a try first. Come on, we'll give that a try. We've got that. Or we got PlayZX. So one of the two is going to go for it here. Let's go for that. Play. Let's give this a try. So this is another tape deck with a slightly different volume level. Fingers crossed. Brace yourselves. We can cross out or X out or whatever it is. I'm sure it's just cross out actually. Funnily enough. So well, that doesn't look good. Yeah, that wasn't good. That wasn't good at all. Maybe a bit loud for it. Let's turn it down a touch. We'll see what happens. Oh, it wouldn't be what's on the tape without failure. Massive, all-out failure. Let's see if I can find it on my PlayZX app. Come on. PlayZX. X out. I'm just looking on the app. Search. X. Out. X. X hyphen out. Oh my god. Oh my god. I've just seen it here. The load time for this thing. Right? I'm not kidding. The load time for this thing is 21 minutes 42 seconds. Oh my god. Whew. I'm glad I'm sitting down. I've done a video on this before. I'm sure it's on the channel already. But wow, no wonder it looks massive. I think I've said massive a lot this episode, by the way. I think my new trademark is going to be massive. Real generic demon. Massive. Real generic demon. Massive. Oh, God. Oh. It's also that t-shirt, isn't it, with the one with the little arrow points up and says the man, and below it points down and says the legend. That's what it is. It's just generic DD, massive. I don't know what's got into me today. Full of it. Right, I'm going to have some of this very cold coffee at this point in time. Feel sorry for me as I speak. If I only had that, you know, Amazon and Netflix would stop fighting over me. I suppose we'll have to get Disney Plus into the mix as well at some point, but I'll have to tone down my my content slightly for them. And there'll be more mermaids in it, probably. more mermaids and Marvel characters. So, hang on. Went out shopping the other day on the Sunday just gone, actually it was, and my wife was busily sort of picking stuff up, and we went down the toy aisle, and I saw one of them sort of Kenner style toys that are very popular at the moment. And I've got to admit, I used to love the Kenner style, you know, on card figures. So there was a sort of old school Loki from Thor, and it fell into the trolley, and my missus bought it. I was very pleased. So it fell into the trolley. It was all lonely by itself. I don't even know. I think it was on low. It was half price. You know how I feel about these things. You've got to be the budget ones if you can do it. The best price possible. It's the way to do it. If you can get the best price, it's always the best way. So I wonder if it's going to do the intro sequence. It's like an intro sequence for XL. I don't know if the Spectrum's going to get it. We might do, because we did. No, don't know. Oh my God! Rewind. Side 2. This is it. This is massive. This tape's like about 4 million hours long, so I'll just talk to you while we rewind this tape for about 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks long. But yeah, so I kind of like. I don't mind picking up Star Wars figures if they're cheap. I don't mind picking up other figures if they're cheap. It's like I've got like a Captain. I've got a Captain Kirk that I picked up that was. It's not Kenner, but it's a slightly bigger. It's a bigger model. It's twice the size. It's probably about 12 centimeters. No, maybe more. 15 centimeters in size, fairly decent size model. Picked that up as a sort of a one, because they do them as well. They do Kenner ones that are like larger. They do 15 centimeter ones, because I've got a Mandalorian that is a big figure. I've also got an IG-11 because I kind of like the robots. I'm a bit into robots from Star Wars. I like stormtroopers, and I like robots from Star Wars, and I like certain characters. So obviously I like Ahsoka Tano. That's a given. Everybody loves Ahsoka. Ahsoka Tano, and I quite like the Mandalorian. So I've got quite a few of that particular character, especially when they're cheap. But I don't really collect anything particularly. I picked up I think a couple of weeks ago I showed you that I picked up the first outing of Boba Fett. I quite like that. Shame that it isn't quite the game it used to be, and well, not game, it isn't quite the character it used to be. Somebody seriously needed their asses kicked. I love the way that they're also proud of not reading what is canon or original documents. It's like, oh, I didn't read any of that, and I just made it up as I went along. And you go, really? Why can't they give it to fans? You know, why can't fans write? You know, there must be writer fans out there, fans of Star Wars, book writers who know the score with you know with Star Wars and things like that. Why can't you do that? Why can't you do that? It's not wrong. Nothing wrong with that. It's the right thing to do. I would love to be able to do it as a fan. I wish I was talented enough as a writer to actually be able to write the Star Wars sagas that I want to read and want to watch as well. That's the kind of thing. I don't know, because J.J. Abrams was notoriously. It was exactly the same with. It's exactly the same with. What did he say about it? What was the other one he did? It was exactly the same with Star Trek, because he did Star Trek as well. J.J. Abrams did Star Trek and Star Wars, both of which he had no interest in and never seen. I think he got lucky with the first one and he rewrote the history of it all. So I'm going to do the X out, or the second side of the tape, and I'm going to press the play now and hope that this is the... Hope this... Oh! Pause. Ah! Hit that button. Alright, we are getting the intro sequence. Hit the button. Alright, and there's a shop. Alright, we are actually getting it. Alright, okay. So you got to choose your ships. So there's a ship, and we pop that on here. Like that. And then you can choose your weapons for it, because these are all like the submarines. I didn't realise it actually loaded. So you got a certain amount of credits. And I can put that one on there. And I think I can buy another ship. Can I buy another? Yep, so I can have 2 ships for the money I've got. So that'll get like your lives. So you can have 2 of them. I don't think I can afford any weapons for it. No, I can't. And I think I do that to finish. I love the Xenon 2 approach to the whole thing. Is that the one to start? What's to start? Enter. We're done. We're done, salesman. Thank you. Can't work out how to change. Come on. X out. Press play on the tape. Right, okay, so we'll play because we're already at the right place, I think. So... Did I rewind this? Please tell me I didn't rewind it. I don't think I rewound it. Oh, I hate this. I'm going to let it go for a second because we'll see what happens. So anyway, you get like a little shop in X out and you can choose from the shop. I don't know what I played this on actually. I'll be honest. I don't know what I played on. It's really shame though because it was quite a little... It was quite an interesting franchise, this one. The whole submarine thing. The whole Xenon 2 style thing, the whole look of it. I mean, on the Amiga and even the Atari ST, it's also quite good on the Atari ST, but on the Amiga, it's a beautiful looking game. Well worth. I've no idea here. This is annoying. It is a bit annoying, actually. I'll be honest. I might just rewind it a little bit, he says, right back to the beginning and let it run through, because there's not much of it, to be honest with you. There wasn't much to load that shoppy part, I don't think, but we'll see what happens. Bit of a shame. But yeah, it had the potential to be a very interesting looking franchise. I'm actually surprised we didn't get anything beyond. We had Xenon 2, didn't we? Xenon 1 and Xenon 2. But we never got another one. It just feels like it needed another game and a further one. I would kind of like a modern day one. It's a bit like Battle Squadron. I think Battle Squadron is another fantastic game that got a little bit of coverage on the Sega Mega Drive. So it got that thing. It was on the PC. It was on the Amiga, but it never really got, for me, didn't really get the coverage it deserved. It should have got more because it was a really damn good shoot 'em up. And I'm a feeling for X Out. It's a game that should have got better coverage than it did, but it's a really good game and it's well worth looking at and it's well worth playing. It's just it's a really weird scenario that we don't have that sort of thing going on. It's a shame because I would like to have seen more of it. I think it was a good game, well worth playing. I hope this loads. Because I'd like to show you a bit of shooting before we finish this episode off. There we go. Yay! Whole Spectrum reboots. Wouldn't put it past it. It's really, I mean, honestly, this is a good compilation. I mean, the playability of the games, yeah, it's a bit. It's a bit late 90s. it's a bit late. It's a bit late 80s, early 90s in the sense of they're trying to do something that was then appearing on the 16-bit generation. Oh, god damn it. I'm assuming I'm at the right place, but I don't know. I don't know where I am on the tape. This is so annoying. I'll tell you what I'm going to do is go and put the Kicks version in it that I've got on the I know I've got this. I don't know if I've actually played this on the channel. I'm certainly would have been I would have been. Yeah, okay. It's just doing its thing. Let's get a run through that now. Fingers crossed. We'll let it skip to the next one. I'll see if I can. I think you can skip actually. Aha. Let's see if I can do this. See if this is it. Nope. Maybe it's this one. Give this one a try, see what happens. It's about a minute and a half in. Nope. This is not going well. Try this one. It's a good thing about PlayZX is you can skip. Oh, Jesus. That's bad. Let's try this one. I'm not doing well here. Come on, you have to be the one. 30 seconds each one of these are. Right, I'm going to let it run from there. We'll see what happens, because that's about 40 seconds in, so we've got a bit of time into it. That's ridiculous, really, though. It's actually quite annoying. It's probably why I haven't played... If I've played it on Spectrum on the channel, I'm utterly amazed if I've done it, because it is, unfortunately, particularly awkward because of the size of the massive tape that goes with it. Let's see what it does now. There we go. It's loading that one. Got to go ready to pause it when it comes through, though. After it does this bit. So where I skipped to didn't work. Didn't work, unfortunately. I'm just rewinding the tape at the same time. Having a good old time of doing all of the admin work that goes with this. There we go. Do the admin work. Come on. Oh, it is loading. It's still doing its thing. Don't push pause, whatever you do. And obviously, there's obviously a good minute's load on each of these. So we'll stop that there. I'm just waiting. Beauty of PlayZX is a fantastic thing is that it kind of loads. You don't really need the mechanism to work inside your tape player because it's head to head that it plays it back against that head. Pause. Oh, stop the tape. See, that's what confused me. That blooming error block was below it. Press fire. Right. Okay. So this is X out. It's a bit of an impressively speedy shooter. But try not to hit the walls. And then you swap to the other ship. And it's really fast. It's much better on the 16-bit versions, I'll be honest. I mean, this game, at least it's one of the fastest frame rates we've seen on this entire bunch. That is not in doubt. I mean, the ships are really well designed. They look good. You can pick different weapons. Obviously, the more money you make, the more you've got to do with the levels. Oh. And here we go. Oh my god. Chance of survival here are slim. Game over. And do we get to start again? Rewind to side 2. I'm not doing that. I've had enough. We've had enough of that. Then you've had enough of listening to me anyway. So thank you for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye now.